Casey, how you doing, man?
Doing well. Doing well.
What's going on with you?
Just working, man. Living the dream.
Right on, man. So just wanted to chat with you about, kind of your experience with GUTLESS, talk about your results, and then figure out where to go from here and figure out how to keep it going. If you don't mind just sharing your age and then also kind of where you were at coming into the program, why you signed up outside of our conversation in Vegas over steak and Manhattans.
Nice. I am 35. Let's see. I started out weighing, anywhere between 185 and 190, really depending on the day. At my highest point, I was talking with Claire about this a couple weeks ago. Once I hit 173, I was like, babe, I'm officially the lightest weight that you have ever known me to be. In our 10 years of being together. So when about probably 4 years ago, I was at my heaviest and which was about 206, which was crazy because we took my mom actually to San Francisco for her birthday that year. We took a bunch of pictures and I hadn't seen them since then. And my mom, for my birthday this year, my mom got me a digital picture frame. And she uploaded just a ton of photos in there that I didn't even know that she had from her phone, that stuff that she took from like Facebook and stuff. And some of those pictures popped up and I was like, holy shit, I was a fat, like it was so, like, they were so bad. Like, I was like, how, and I even turned to, I was like, Claire, like, what were you doing with me? I was like, what were you doing? But, I from that point forward, I lost weight. We did a whole 30, which was great last year. But for the most part of my like adult life, I've always hovered between 185 and 190. And I was just kind of tired. I just finally got tired of feeling tired and sick and tired. I was tired of, clothes not fitting good. I was tired of dreading going shopping because I knew that like I'd have to take 2 or 3 sizes to the dressing room because I didn't know which one was going to fit, just tired of not feeling like confident in my own skin, and so that's when, we went to dinner in Vegas, had some delicious food, some delicious drinks. You told me about what you got going on, and coming into 2019, it was my goal to do something like this. Plus, I know Brody's 3 now, and I want to start setting good examples for him. It's like he sees me doing push-ups and squats in the living room. He's like, Dad, let me jump on your back. Or, Dad, tell me why you squat. Stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. The bad part about that is he usually decides to jump on my back when I'm on like push-up 40 set. And I'm like, Brody, I could do like maybe 2 more with you on my back, man. But it's good that he's seeing those habits, and Claire's working out now at home. She does kind of like some beach body on demand online stuff. So she like does it in the living room too. So he sees both of us working out. He sees both of us being healthy. So that's good to set that example, plus, just with Brody getting older, I feel like my mortality is more on the top of my mind, because my dad passed away when I was 11. So, 8 years from now is, I can't even imagine, leaving here in 8 years. So I feel like I want to be around for my family, I want to be around for my son. And also, while I'm here, they deserve, and really everyone around me, my friends, my clients, my coworkers, my family, everyone deserves the best version of me, not to stand in the corner because I don't feel confident when I'm wearing that night, I don't want to go, exercise or, play with Brody because something hurts, that kind of bullshit, so that's really why. And then once I got on the journey, it was great. The hard part is month 2, you know, when you can add a few things back, but you're still pretty strict, you know, because I think anyone could do anything for a month, right? Like a lot of people, they'll commit to going dry for a month or eating this way for a month. And then, you know, day 32, you know, you're going back to the buffets and, you know, oh, I missed all this stuff, you know, so it was the not being able to do that. And looking back, and I was kind of constantly, you know, thinking about some of this stuff too, because like I still drive around and like, you know, being in outside sales, a lot of times what I would do was between meetings, I'd go eat. Like, oh, I need to plug, like I got to go get some work done. Let me go find somewhere I can grab a quick bite and get some Wi-Fi, right? So a lot of times it was like, I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A. I'm going to go to, you know, Taco Cabana, like the places that I know have reliable Wi-Fi that I can, you know, grab a quick bite. So it wasn't like I was, you know, eating like an entire meal, but like just an additional 8 count of nuggets a day while I'm getting Wi-Fi, like that adds up over the long haul. And it wasn't really adding up. It was just keeping me from losing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So breaking that habit. And I think, you know, really it was almost like, you know, food addiction is real. It's the overcoming that, like you say, it's the, you know, every meal is a victory. Like today for lunch, you know, I was about to leave the house to go to a meeting. I could have, you know, I had a meeting at 1:30 and I was like, well, let me leave now. I can get something on the way there. Cause I was like really craving, like I think it was pizza actually. I wanted to stop at this pizza joint. I was like, nah, not today. I got to eat good this week. So then I made some here at home instead of going and getting pizza on the way to the meeting. Even though I was going to cut some, it'll be a cheap meal. I was like, nah, not today. Like I got to save that for Saturday. So just little things like that. So that was really the kind of, again, going to the hardest part is going into not just a month of it, but starting really creating the lifestyle of it. So, and plus, you know, Claire is very supportive. I do the cooking in the house anyways, like for dinners and stuff. So she doesn't really have a choice sometimes when it comes to eating compliant meals or not. And she's fine with it though, because she wants to be healthy too. So, so I think, you know, if you're going to do this, definitely you got to have some kind of support system, because it's not going to work if your family, your girlfriend, your boyfriend is not in it with you. If they're not committed to your success, they don't have to eat the same that you do. They don't have to, you know, do all that, but they have to at least understand why you're doing it, and they have to not discourage you. Not say, hey, oh yeah, you've been doing so good. Let's go get pizza tonight. Let's go eat whatever, you know, let's go eat a bunch of pasta at an Italian joint, you know? Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I would say, yeah, I've seen that. And I know that to be true. If you have somebody who's sabotaging your efforts, it kind of tells you a lot about that person. However, we talk about crabs in a bucket, right? One crab tries to crawl out. As soon as he gets close to the rim of the bucket, another crab will pull him back down. So one of the new rules is, the first rule of Gutless is we don't talk about Gutless. So aside from sharing why you're doing it, like you could have said to Claire, hey, I'm doing this for Brody. I want to be here for a long time. I want to set a good example for our son. I think some of those messages will resonate. However, you got to be careful, because if you make that person, you know, your girlfriend or whoever it is in your household who's not on board, feel like you're judging them, they're going to be even more averse to your goal and your mission. So
Yeah.
that's good feedback. And I know some of the guys have struggled with that, but at the end of the day, as men, we kind of have to set the frame. We have to be the leader. And I know in this modern day and age, a lot of people might disagree with that, but it is what it is. You know, as men, we have to strive to set the frame. We have to be the trailblazers, not the followers. You know, not in every situation, but when it comes to making better decisions for ourselves that are better decisions for everybody at the end of the day, then we got to find a way to set the tone and lead by example. And you did a great job. You had a couple moments where, you know, you fell off on business meetings, but not too many, and you got right back on the horse. What would you say to some of the guys with regards to not quitting even when, you know, you fall off or getting back on the horse? Any tips there?
If you quit because you can't eat cheese for a month, like you're not joining for the right reasons, right? Like I look at it this way, like me being 173 pounds, looking a lot leaner, looking trimmer, and is like the physical, like what I look like is a byproduct of my mentality changing, right? I didn't join this because I wanted the six pack. I joined this because I want to live to be 95 years old, right? And I want to start a new life, and I want to give my son good habits, and I want to live a better lifestyle of health, right? Now looking good and, getting cut, and, that's a great byproduct of that, but that's all it is, right? I mean, it's a byproduct of my mentality shifting. So within the confines of what you provide, especially for the first month, like you can still make good meals. Like I was never like, oh, I hate this food. I was like, let me try some different things, right? Let me mix in a few different things that I haven't even thought about eating before, So, because really the first month, I feel like that's the only reason why someone will quit the first month, because they just don't want to follow the meal plan.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone is willing to quit just to not follow because they can't follow a meal plan, all they want is to look good. They don't care about changing their lifestyle. It's January. I've got to make a resolution. It's April. I've got to look good in my swimsuit for the summer. Like that's all they care about. And then they'll pack it back on for the winter, and then they'll lose it again. That's people are joining for the wrong reasons. They're going to quit in the first month just because they can't follow. Because we're not like you don't even have a workout plan the first month. All it is eating good.
Right.
It's really eat as much as you want. Just eat good.
Right.
I don't like, and you can't make. I mean, it's not like you kick people out because they can't make a conference call for work. Like I mean, hell, you're in the middle of Silicon Valley. People work late. There's business meetings. I had to miss meetings because I was traveling, or hell, Claire had a happy hour and I had to put Brody down that night. So like you're not going to kick people out for missing calls, and if people feel like they have to quit because they can't make a call, then again it goes back to they weren't really in it all that much to begin with.
Yeah, you said it perfectly, and I say that all the time. It's getting a six-pack or a flat stomach. All those things are just a byproduct of having the right mindset and doing the work and keeping your word. Right at the beginning of this, we all swear in. We swear in as men that we're going to stay true to the program. We're going to make all the calls. Sometimes calls are missed because you have work obligations, but we're going to do our best to make all the calls, and we're going to see it all the way through. We're going to see it all the way through. And 8 weeks is the beginning, like you said. You're still in a place where, it's going to become easier. It's going to become even more of a lifestyle. I do this year round. This isn't an 8-week challenge for me. So, it's not even difficult. This is just the way I eat. And then the feedback you get is you look in the mirror and you go, I'm 37 and I still stay in great shape. I work out a lot, but that's not because necessarily I want a six pack. It's because of mindset. Again, I work out to beat the guy I was yesterday every day and become something greater, because that impacts my confidence and my ability to succeed in all areas of my life. But it doesn't really have as much to do with my appearance as it does my mindset and how I feel. So I'm glad to hear you say what you did, and know that, it's an evolving diet. So you can actually have a cheat meal if you want to, pretty much whenever you want to at this point within reason. So if you have two cheat days per week now, you can start peppering in more cheat meals. But you seem like a guy who's kind of got a system and yourself. So you can kind of self-regulate and figure out if that makes sense for you or not. Because a lot of guys, they feel good and they don't even want to flirt with the possibility of just buckling or folding before it truly is a lifestyle. And, they've been doing it for 3 or 4 months and they're pretty confident that they're in a groove now. And starting to pepper in some cheat meals here or there is not going to completely throw them off. So that's something I'll leave up to you. But at this point, if you wanted to, now and again, instead of having a full cheat day, you can just have a cheat meal and do that multiple times a week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How many people quit that signed up like when we did? Did anybody?
We had one guy didn't even get started. So what we get is we get 10 to 20%. I think we had 2 guys drop out. 2 guys dropped out, and that was like in the first 2 weeks. So what I find is if guys make it past 2 weeks, they stick around for the full 8 weeks. And if they stick around for the full 8 weeks, everybody, 100% of the men that stick around for 8 weeks lose 10 to 30 pounds in 8 weeks. So our success rate for those who stick around and don't do the 7 things we know are going to thwart your efforts and cause you to fail, everybody succeeds in losing 10 to 30 pounds in 8 weeks. So I think we lost 2 guys. We lost one. He never even started. And then we lost another one about 2 weeks in. He lost 5 pounds and then he quit. So it will happen. And my job is to make it really clear that, we only want a certain caliber of guys. And that's kind of my goal, is to decrease that failure rate as much as possible. And that may mean being a little bit more, just kind of selective about who we let into the group, because I don't want to drag people through the mud. I understand people are going to struggle, but if they're going to, if they want a magic pill or a magic workout, like you said, I don't even talk about working out for the first month, because it's more important for you to get your diet dialed in than it is for you to get your workouts dialed in, especially in the beginning. 80% of it is diet. 20% comes down to exercise. Once you drop 13 pounds like you have, then exercise becomes more important if you're trying to take your results to the next level. So if you want, I get guys who come to me and say they want a 6-pack, and I go, okay, well, you're 35 or 37. Let's talk about what that actually means from a work standpoint. Let's talk about what's required to get a 6-pack, because it's not the same as losing that first 10 to 30 pounds. It's a different ballgame. But my point there is exercise, once you get down, like within the 10-yard line, exercise matters. That's what's going to get you across the goal line into seeing your abs for the first time in a long time. But it's going to be a new level of sacrifice and commitment. What would you say to somebody asking you about this program? What kind of guys would you recommend join? Which kind of guys would you recommend don't?
I would recommend this if like you're looking for a long-term thing. If you really want something, like if you've tried in the past, it worked, but then it didn't work. It wasn't sustainable. This probably isn't the thing for you. If you just want a quick fix, like I said, it's not something for you. If you want to create a healthy lifestyle, instill good habits, then this definitely is, because it's not just working out. It's not just eating good. It's all about changing your mentality of how you face just every day, like how you walk out the door and how you attack life. So,
That's awesome, man. Well, you have a sweatshirt coming your way. So we're going to talk about sizes and everything now. And thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
I'll take a medium.